Security and Defense Council Information Center spokesman. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. The situation in the ETO zone remains without changes. Militants continue to violate the silence regime. Fortunately, we have no losses among Ukrainian servicemen. One our soldier was wounded. The most grave situation is fixed in Donetsk, the Balsam and Lugansk directions. There is operational information that terrorists and their leadership spread rumors about treasure and among Russian curators. Because of insufficient supplies, there are cases of military strikes between local militants and Russian mercenaries, because humanitarian assistance from the Russian Federation is supplied only to Ukrainian mercenaries and do not come to local militants. As we already informed you, local peaceful residents in temporary occupied territories do not get this humanitarian aid in general. In result of military actions in Donetsk region, 21 settlement remains without electricity supplies. Also, there are 4 gas pipelines damaged, and repair brigades cannot access these localities because of the threats of shelling. And has information that since January 15, in the occupied territory of Lugansk region, terrorists plan to switch off Ukrainian mobile connection operators and to cover it with the Russian mobile operator. In occupied territories, continues the protest actions among peaceful residents against new authorities. Thus, in Golubovsky and Popasnyansky Rayon in Lugansk Oblast, local residents protested against occupation of their houses by terrorists, and the terrorists promised to open fire upon ATO troops in order to provoke responding fire from Ukrainian party. Also, the counter-terrorist operations continue in the liberated territories. In special ride near Velika Novosilka and Donetsk Oblast, the patrol has revealed location, a specially equipped location for open fire with 130 charges to small arms. And not far from Kherson checkpoint, militia servicemen stopped a car with a big arsenal of charges. 2 passengers were detained. The Security Service of Ukraine has produced a list of 225 detained persons, which comprise those who are alleged terrorists against Ukraine. And in this list, there are also citizens of Russia. As for the Donbass revival, yesterday the Minister of Regional Development was presented results of the joint mission. A report of the joint mission comprising EU, UN, and the World Bank representatives, and the aim was to pass this extraordinary credit program for revival of Ukraine, amounting to 200 million euro in the recent time from Poland to Ukraine. A humanitarian aid will arrive. It will consist of 40 trucks, which will go to the IDPs in Kharkiv region. Ukrainian school children and students welcomed the National Guard's battalions with season greetings and sweets. Also, Ukraine will soon receive defense weapon, and Russia will get new sanctions. This will be due to the act on supporting Ukraine, which President Barack Obama will sign soon. This was announced by Josh Earnest, Speaker of the White House. Switzerland has introduced new package of sanctions against the DNR and LNR. Also, despite friendly relations with Russia, Montenegro will introduce new sanctions against Kremlin, which was announced by Milo Djukanovic, Prime Minister. By the end of this week in Minsk, there will be a meeting on the framework of three lateral contact group. This agreement was reached during telephone talks between the presidents of Ukraine, France, Russia, and Germany. The parties will continue negotiations in Normandy format. Visegrad, 4 countries, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, and Czech Republic, confirmed that they do not recognize illegal annexation of Crimea and welcome establishing a reformers coalition in the Ukrainian parliament, and they are ready to provide assistance to reforms implementation in Ukraine, and key priority for them is ensuring Ukrainian energy security and reverse gas supplies. They also will actively support visa-free regime for Ukraine in Riga summit. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine expressed protest against Russian Federation because of kidnapping and illegal detention of political prisoner. Member of Parliament Nadia Savchenko, who announced starvation, protesting against illegal detention in Russia. Russian Federation demonstrates disrespect to international community, and Ukraine requested to liberate all political prisoners who are Ukrainian.
Give the name of the Russian operator, mobile operator. We have information that there are strong operators. As soon as they start their work, we'll inform you about that. Local people already talking about that. We received information from soldiers from Battalion of 42 that they are 4 months in ATO near Debaltsevo, and there was no rotation during this time. And I wanted to find out why are they on rotation schedule. Do you know anything about that unit? Thank you for your question. We have rotation schedule, and that regiment is not an exception. For that rotation to take place and on a regular basis and more often, for people to be able to rest, that's why we create a new reserve, and of those who will be mobilized during the next mobilization. So the next mobilization, the fourth one, it is focused at creation of active reserve, and for our military units that they are on the front line to be replaced more often, and for us to have a more powerful military reserve in case we have to respond to a more powerful aggression. to create that reserve. We will analyze the situation and we'll analyze threats and forces against Ukraine. We'll decide on the number of that reserve. I don't know. I cannot give you a precise number. At creation of that resume, it means there will be roll call and also there will be retraining or additional training to people who did not have a military profession and train of those or additional training for those who have a military profession. So there will be two periods. Mobilization, training, and the rotation. We don't have a precise date because the mobilization is not announced yet. As soon as it is announced, we will tell you. More questions? There is no question. Okay, well, there's a question here. As to shelling, intensity is going up or down? What is the picture? Or do they comply with a ceasefire? In general, yes, but there was some shelling. There was shelling near Donetsk, Debaltseve, and Luhansk. So those are traditional places, unfortunately. More questions? I have to tell you, those shells are just provocational, and they are not intensive, they're not planned. Okay, thank you very much. That's it. Thank you.